Wow, guys. I had my first marriage conference, and it was not what I expected. I don't really know what I expected. I just felt like there would be a few things that I definitely knew I needed to attend, and it was going to be something really important for me. But I didn't understand exactly how many components of ourselves is in marriage. So I do understand that it's, two people kind of coming together, and really the material that keeps it is the sex life. That is just kind of like, that's the easier part, or could be. There is a passion that happens at the beginning, and then a dwindling, and then almost hatred. I can't explain exactly where that hatred comes from. It's just over time. And I have to say that this, for those who are looking forward and preparing for marriage, those of us, I just got one of the hardest and biggest lessons of marriage myself. Like, I could have just talked to half of you guys and said, well, it's just, you have to see the woman and all the things that she's doing in love, just so you could appreciate that, because that's how she gives love. And men are just doing it in different ways, and sometimes we want to open them up emotionally because they've been shut down. But the way I had been acting in my own situation, if I'm going to be let's just keep it 150. And it's been hard because here I am coming into life as I was reading Proverbs 31, the very last book in Proverbs, the very last chapter. And I was seeing like, oh my gosh, I'm coming in with all this stuff. I'm coming in, and this is kind of it's kind of coming into totality, because I was also watching a video by Dr. Alexis. Don't mind that. I'm actually going for a walk, and there's birds. So she was talking about how there's just a lie and this huge myth that we have to be whole. This idea of being very whole is not, it's a lie. So if I were to meet someone, I would just, as I've done to, I don't know how many countless men, I'm sorry, no. Nope, he's not it. He farted. Nope, he's not it. He's not over this thing. She's not over this thing. And I wonder what that would look like if somebody saw me. And I'm using my hotel as as a good example, okay? So I was staying at this hotel, and every 5 minutes I'm just like, well, I'm just in a space where I'm nomading. I can get up and leave if I want to. This is kind of the deal, how it happens in hostels and travel anyway. I have a cool hotel. It's not exactly 5-star, but it is in my book. I have a view of the beach. I can overlook it, and it just feels like Miami. It's just a cool little space. I have a shower, a bed, a Wi-Fi. My computer works on this outlet. Not every outlet works. And it's enough for what I need. A shower, privacy, a view, and they don't bother me. Once somebody did, they called me and I had just gotten out of the shower. I couldn't reach the phone. They opened the door and I was naked. Like, I hadn't had any clothes on. I was just kind of like, yo, what is this? Right? So I went downstairs and I was like, excuse me, I don't know what her problem is. Like, I was just popping off. Like, how is somebody who's like supposed to clean the room doesn't even come and see you and is like, doesn't even say sorry. It's not even that she didn't even knock, okay? So I was already like fuming. I was like, you know what? Do you have a manager? Because I'm going to speak to the person who owns this hotel. Y'all got a Google review? Because I'm going to, you know what I'm saying? I was all about that. I don't even know what to say, YouTube. So I'm just like, okay, this is already like a problem. But after that, they just said, okay, we're going to leave you alone. And anybody else that needs to come and clean the room, you just call them and then they'll come and clean it. You guys, if somebody else had come in and seen that, and that was the way, but for us, reasonably so, okay? Reasonably so, this is one of those situations that if somebody just came in and saw you naked, that is a known trigger. I mean, that's just a known trigger, right? So I didn't feel as if it was something that would have been off the charts, but from them, they never asked me for money. They never asked me to keep paying. I just kind of pay when I want. It's gotten to the point where things is a bit tight. I was just kind of like going to pay whoever, whenever I could get them the money. It was just kind of, it had gotten to that point. So, okay, no problems. But as I started seeing and feeling like things were getting a little frustrating and stressful for me, it was because of the way I was treating them. Just packing up when I wanted to. I know checkouts at 12. Some people leave at 1, but I was leaving at 3 or 4. I would pack up and leave. Even when I was staying there, I was like, I know I got a discount, but I want to stay here a little longer. I was just realizing it was how even as small as the people in the hotel, how I had treated them. So I'm not saying I don't have a right to go and make sure that things are better. Like, if you're dating somebody, you definitely want to make sure that, okay, hey, like, I want to make sure I'm getting a good deal. But it was just my own actions I was seeing that was making me sad that I was treating people like that. Because honestly, it was not my intention. But why I'm sharing this is because a lot of us are moving into our God-ordained spouse. And we don't really have an opportunity to get out and go see the other person. Sometimes there might be infidelity involved because the person believes, okay, I'm going to be with a 10. I had tried to leave this hotel. You guys, I have gone from different spots of like Catemaco. I had gone to Jalapa. And the woman said to me at the reception desk, you can leave, but I mean, you don't like any of those places. You keep coming back. And I was like, oof. Yeah, I know. This is how it is in marriage. That, you know, even when we're going to be with a new person, they're also going through their own things. Every single day we see them, and it's an old experience and a new one at the same time. I just want to go ahead and speak to every person's wound. And I want you all to know that we're not going to be whole. There's just going to be a time and God is going to say, you need to be with this person. But, you know, I have honestly prayed that God would remove all of the stone from my heart. I had asked God to, you know, give me a lot of lessons and things that I'll need to know so I can be good to this other person. As painful as that feels, as painful as that is, as painful as that sounds, it just, I don't know. I don't feel bad. I feel kind of liberated. I feel liberated in knowing I still have the power and authority to change things because I have to go to the first passion. I came to that hotel and I was so happy. I got such a good deal. I met the woman in front. Yeah, we can give you this. I'm not saying she don't have her own stuff going on, and maybe she got some kind of stank attitude or whatever some days. I'm talking about my part. So this was the first powerful lesson I learned in marriage. Relationships, to me, I feel are completely different. We have an out. You can break up any point in time. You can get back together and break up. It's not a covenant before God. This to me is like the next step, the next phase, the next enlightenment, the next kind of awakening. So I just wish you all the best. I bless you. I ask you to please go back and read Proverbs 31. The verse that stuck out to me, it actually starts in Proverbs 31, verse 10. I'm going to read it to you guys real quick. I will paraphrase until I pull out my Bible. But he who finds a wife, a virtuous wife, finds a good thing. So in Proverbs 31:11, it says here, the heart of her husband doth safely trust in her, that she will have no need for spoil. She will do him good, and this is verse 12, and not evil all the days of her life. So this is another thing, like when we're talking about wanting to meld inside of marriage and things like that. That to me was just like, whoo, that was powerful. I didn't, not wanting to do evil. Like, that's not the heart of God for God's people. That is not the heart of us. Why God chose us. That is not us. So, that's it, guys. That was my first lesson in marriage without being married. All right, I'll see you guys. Take care.